Christopher Columbus traveled far to find new routes to new cargoes of good. So did I. I took a voyage of discovery that started as a career advisor. I was searching for how to use Web 2.0 technology to prepare students for life after college.
Main thing is, like, if I'm gonna get a job, I guess is a big thing on everyone's mind, kind of. Also, a little bit if my stuff is gonna be portfolio good by then. I know we have a bunch of classes to work on and stuff, but the main thing for me is just to find a job, really, so I can have something secure and get those loans paid.
Sometimes while I'm working on projects, it's hard for me not to worry about like how hard it's going to be to find a job when I graduate and how I'm going to find a job and things like that. I find that it messes me up in my work and it doesn't let me concentrate. I feel like every month that goes by, it's like, wow, so 1 month less till I graduate, and it's hard for me not to worry about, like I said.
Competition, it scares me. I kind of feel I'm not prepared for the real world because I know it's tough. So I hope I'm prepared when I go to career-wise, skill-wise, mentally, psychologically, like everything, in every way.
That's a skill that should be taken seriously by a lot of people because it's very important.
Yes, I think networking definitely will help. It could easily make or break a job for you.
This is media. Anything with media is a lot of competition. It's mainly networking who you know. That's what it's all about. You can be the best person ever, but if you don't know nobody, if you don't network right, you're not going nowhere.
I know I can do networking if I really want to, but it wouldn't be as easy as for me as for other people.
We already have a lot on our plate, and so then to just have to worry about something that could have been already established or, prepared in our minds, then maybe it would have been less of a burden.
After much research and an assessment of the digital media students' perceptions of technology and career, I found that Web 2.0 tools, and specifically Twitter, could be a valuable career search networking resource. The long-term goals of my action research project were to use Twitter to help students network and learn important information for their career. I could improve networking opportunities, heighten students' understanding of the job market, and illustrate how using Web 2.0 tools could be beneficial for their careers and lifelong learning. By measuring how many students follow me on my Twitter could be a great indicator of their interest and how my action research was impacting them. So I embarked on my voyage of discovery, which took me to my first destination in Cycle 1. I created a Twitter account that I introduced during the career development lectures. I will start first talking about the U.S. Airways, Flight 1549. You guys remember that when we went into the Hudson River? And you're going to say, why is she talking about this? What is she talking about the airplane for? And the reason why I'm showing this picture to you guys is because in a ferry there was a woman, and she passed by and she saw this, and she used Twitter, and her information got to other people, communicated this before the traditional media did. And that's why I want to talk to you about the power of networking and the power of Twitter. We created one for our department, which I'm using it right now. This digital media class was chosen because it coincided with the time they were preparing for their final portfolio. I asked them to send me an invite, and I would approve it so they could follow me on Twitter. After 7 weeks of research, it showed that I had a total of 8 new followers, an average of 1.4 followers a week. A little slow at first, so I moved on to Cycle 2.
On cycle 2, I decided to make the account more personalized, and with the instructor's assistance, I added their final presentation artwork to the Twitter. I also started to speak with each student on an individual basis, every time they came to career development for the interview. I asked them what they thought of Twitter and invite them to join. At the end of cycle 2, I had almost doubled the number of followers to 13 per week for my 7-week period, an average of 1.9 followers a week. That was supposed to be the end of my voyage of action research. But I knew it wasn't the end of my voyage, so I seek some advice from friends and critical friends.
There's many ways to monitor and to manage your activity online. There's a lot of third-party APIs that are available now that help you keep track of different Twitter feeds or keep track of the different things that you can do on Twitter. I used TweetDeck for the longest time, which allowed me to manage 2 Twitter accounts and at a quick glance see what my followers were doing, find out who was speaking to me and who was networking within the community by creating various columns.
So I downloaded TweetDeck, and no longer students needed my permission to join. And what I saw was an increase of 558% in followers, which led to opportunities and where even employers outreached and career networking started.
I guess, you know, if I could sum up my my passion for social networks in today's business climate, it would be, don't let a certain few people that you may have talked to influence whether or not you decide to utilize these tools. Get out there and find a way to make it work for yourself. When I first heard about Twitter, even to me it was kind of like, well, what's the point, you know? The more I investigated and the more I figured out the way to utilize it in a way that I wanted to utilize it, that was going to be beneficial to the students and the alumni that I work with, it all clicked and came together. It's not a site about what you had for lunch. However, there are people that still do that. If you want to follow the shenanigans of Britney Spears on a daily basis, you can do that on Twitter. And to some people that's great entertainment, you know, following her around and seeing what she's up to and everything. But, you know, if you want to attend the GDC conference without actually being there, Twitter is the next best thing.
Voyage Log Earth, date September 2010. Log entry by First Officer Isabel Faria. Ship, Action Research. No longer in my post as Career Development Advisor, but have the commitment that Career Development will continue to use this tool, Twitter, in their mission, assisting our students with career and networking. I feel I made a positive contribution to the body of literature by asserting that Web 2.0 tools can make a positive impact on students' future careers, and I will carry this experience and this knowledge in all of my future endeavors. Being a cinematographer is not easy, I'll tell you. Recording.
Okay.
Now it is.
There you go.
Okay, so what did I ask you? I forgot.